Welcome back to Blacktinidad. We're continuing the conversation with our superstar guest, Henry Alex.
Hey.
Before we went on break, we were talking about Chuck and Fern, and I would love for you to tell us the story behind it, and why did you choose to tell it to us?
Oh my gosh, where do I begin? So as I mentioned, I played The Legend of Zelda with my mom growing up, and it was the first thing that connected me to storytelling.
Beautiful.
And for me, games are such a beautiful form of escapism. I think anything that makes you happy and gives you the sense of relief and joy, hold on to that.
Yes.
Whether that's for you reading or crocheting or whatever makes you escape into your fantasy or your joy. Video games did that for me. And so while the stuff in the movie is much darker that occurs to this little boy, my parents would argue I needed a place to go to, and video games saved my life as a child. And I think they're such a powerful tool for people. I think there's such a high art form. And I think anybody who goes through tough times, I'll never forget when Grayson was reading the script and we're at our read through and Grayson looks at me and goes, I want to help kids through tough times. If I could do that with this role, I'd be delighted.
That's beautiful.
It was beautiful.
Wow, thank you for sharing that.
You're welcome. Sorry, ooh.
No.
The tears.
Thank you
I
for
love
the
it.
tears. That's so powerful. I feel like with all the things that our community goes through, it's important that we laugh, that we have a space for ourselves. I remember for my family, we're super into sci-fi fantasy. My dad's always been super into Lord of the Rings. You would never guess just by the way that he dresses or the way that he presents himself, just very very masculine. He's very proud. He likes to watch UFC and he's super macho. But he's he knows the entire lore and maybe even a bit of the languages in Lord of the Rings, and that's his little thing that he does. And he's always shared that with us. And I don't know. I think it's such a special thing for our community to be able to have that space. So
also,
thank you for sharing
Latinos, fantasy's in our blood.
Yes.
The mythology.
We live for it.
The lore.
Also, Afro-Latinos, we have all of this lore from both parts of the world, Africa, indigenous people. It's so beautiful to have that running in our veins.
Yes.
That's why when I dream, I'm oh, it's a movie in my head. And I wake up and I'm why did I forget?
I love it. I love it. Earlier in the episode, we were discussing identity. I was discussing the first time I saw a queer film or a queer kiss. Tell us, in your case, how does your identity, your queer identity, blend into your craft, into your art?
I think for me, queerness is so different for everybody.
Yes.
For me, it's this unabashed, I just do not care.
Yes.
My queerness is, I do not, can I curse?
Yes.
I do not give a
Yes.
Truly. And I think it's allowed me to just create these worlds where I'm not scared to either go there, whether it's a lot of joy and light or darkness. I've experienced that as being a queer individual, So it's nothing scares me, even when I'm doing the work. I mean, having to finish the work scares me. I'm just Lord, will this be done? but feeling those emotions, I get really excited to feel that. And I think, us as queer folk, we go through a lot, but we go through a lot. So we're come at me, bro.
Yes. Yes.
I do not care.
Yes.
And in our filmmaking, allow yourself, any of my LGBT cuties, please allow yourself to just be free and explore all of yourself.
That's beautiful. What are your thoughts on how media and how film, and even social media too, can create a positive social impact? I know we touched on this a little bit a second ago, but I would just love to dive a little deeper into that. What do you think about that?
Oh my gosh, I mean, it can help in so many ways. Like I said, these things are forms of escapism, and I think, like I said, video games for me are that. And if you find joy in reading something funny, if you find joy in seeing something fun, or are trying to understand and empathize and sympathize with somebody else, it's such a huge way to change your mindset and even somebody else's mindset if you share that with them,
You shared how film, how craft, how comics, how fantasy changed your world. Your work is also changing lives. I would love for you to share how can folks access your work, access you and your social media.
Yeah, of course. People can find me at Henry Alex Kelly. It's the most Irish name for the most Afro-Latino face. So people can find me at Henry Alex Kelly on Instagram. Really Instagram. I don't use other social medias now.
Very.
Absolutely.
It's good. Awesome. So I'm excited to check out Chuck and Fern. I don't know about you, Francia,
Yes,
but I'm geeked. Let's take a quick break and check out the trailer. That was dope. Thank you so much for joining us today. All right, y'all, we'll be right back.